Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're going to jump back into things. Of course, I am still using Gavin, Michael's winning team from San Jose Regionals. I will be switching to a new team in a couple of days, and I would love to get Gavin on the channel too for one kind of special episode before I do switch to a new team. But it's been a really fun team to use, and once again, like I've been saying, I wanted to use it because it kind of highlights a very different play style from the previous team that I was using. And I know it's been a while. I plan on uploading the analysis for the San Jose team, and you guys can see the full EVs and breakdown for that, and I'm aiming to get that up tomorrow afternoon, so keep your eyes open for that sometime around tomorrow afternoon to tomorrow night. But yeah, we're just going to play a couple games today and see how it goes. There's a lot of interesting metagame developments as well, so I do want to kind of incorporate them into the next team that I use on this channel, because we've seen a good amount of metagame shifts from San Jose Regionals, and then there was Dallas Regionals this past weekend, so looking forward to that. We're going to find Carlos VGC from Wyoming to kick off the first game of today's episode. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please show support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And in addition, just wishing you guys all a happy new year. I know I said that in yesterday's episode, but it is officially 2017 everywhere now. So, Carlos VGC with a pretty hyper-offensive team of Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Garchomp, the Alolan Ninetales, Politoed, and the Kartana. So, let's see. Really interesting team comp in general. Don't see much reason to bring Mimikyu here, so I'm just going to lead Porygon2. The question is really, what Pokemon don't I want to bring? And Hariyama does allow me to set up Trick Room a little bit easier with the Fake Out pressure. So I might just still lead Hari. Let's see. I want Drampa because it has Cloud9, and my opponent does have two weather users, but Araquanid and Magnezone just hit for really hard. Granted, Drampa does hit the Garchomp pretty well. So if I bring Drampa, the question is, who do I keep on the bench? I think the answer would be, I want Araquanid a little bit more because I don't like playing against Garchomp in general. That, however, does mean that my opponent can Blizzard a little bit freer, so that is a concern. So maybe I should bring Magnezone? Tough call. You should let Araquanid can pick up a one-hit knockout with the Water MZ, so I'm going to go with Araquanid. I think, yeah, the main question in this game is, like, in terms of Pokemon choice, like, Mimikyu you probably don't want to bring, P2 you definitely want to bring, and then it's like, you gotta pick 2 of 3 between Arachnid, Magnezone, and Hariyama, and I'm going with Hariyama just because it's a Fake Out user, and so that means setting up Trick Room will be a little bit easier, because if I don't set up Trick Room, this game's gonna be really difficult. And it can still hit a lot of my opponent's team for pretty hard. We see Garchomp Koko coming out from my opponent. Okay. So, the tricky thing about this is that Garchomp could have Roar and Koko could have Taunt. Let's see what boost I get here with Download. Special Attack, that's really nice. Or you could have Skydrop as well. I think I'm just going to Fake Out Koko and Trick Room, though. It's pretty obvious, but we'll see if he has a way to stop it. If he doesn't have a way to stop it, then I'm in a really good position after this first turn. And Garchomp switches out, which is great. Into Arcanine. Okay. That's fine with me. Does get the Intimidate, but I don't mind that, because I basically get Trick Room up successfully, and that's what I was hoping for. So here's a Fake Out. Does decent damage against Koko, and Trick Room goes up, which is perfect. So now I gotta really utilize these four turns, but I feel okay about my chances. I think I'm actually going to double up into Arcanine with a Thunderbolt and a Close Combat. Depending on the Arcanine build, this could have a chance of knocking it out, but even if not, it'll do a lot of damage. Arcanine could protect you, and Koko could go for an attack, which is like the main concern. But we'll see. I could have Ice Beamed Koko, I guess, or doubled up into Koko even, but and Arcanine does protect. Nice play. Let's see if Koko protects as well, or whether it attacks. It doesn't, okay. But what this does mean is I get a free slot into double up. I get to double up into that slot freely next turn, basically. He's probably going to go for a Gleam. Yep. Let's see what item I have. Life Orb? Yeah. So that's also good to confirm. A little bit unfortunate for the double target there. And normally when you're playing with this team, you really don't want to end up in situations like that. But I feel okay. I can still Thunderbolt Close Combat that slot, and nothing can switch into the combination of those attacks. We could see Garchomp come in, but that's fine. because Hariyama goes down and I get a free switch into my Drampa. But, yeah, it would have been really nice if I just, like, doubled up into Coco there with Close Combat Thunderbolt. And I'm thinking maybe I should have. Arcanine actually switches out, which is a good play. The Garchomp does come back in. So I could have Ice Beamed that slot, but I was just playing safe. And right now I'm okay making safe plays. And that still does a ton of damage. Yep. But we'll probably see a Gleam come out here. Thunderbolt unfortunately goes into that, which is fine. Actually a Discharge, which makes more sense. The Para chance is what I'm more afraid of. Hopefully no paralysis. Okay, nice. So that's a pretty free opportunity for me to now just bring in a Araquanid. Yeah, so I'm just going to recover. And I still have 2 more turns of Trick Room left, yeah. So I will recover here. And I'm gonna Hydro Vortex. So I'm fearing the switch into Arcanine. Recover. Yeah, I'll still Hydro Vortex Coco. Garchomp switches out, presumably into Arcanine. No, it's actually Cortana, okay. See if Coco protects. Oh, double switch out. That's fine by me, because I get the knockout onto Arcanine and I get to heal back up. Arcanine's really not the issue right now, though. But I think I could potentially set up Trick Room twice. I haven't been playing excellently this game. I've been making super safe plays as a result. Like, I think in retrospect, honestly, I actually should have doubled up into Coco, because Arcanine's not an offensive threat at all. So even if, like, Coco protects there, what's Arcanine really going to do? Whereas, I didn't get as much mileage as I could have from my Pokemon. But that's fine. I'll get the Hydro Vortex off here against the Arcanine, which will be a knockout. And I'll heal back to nearly full here with Porygon2. And I still have 1 more turn of Trick Room. As Arcanine, yep, just goes down cleanly to the Hydro Vortex. I'm thinking maybe Magnezone would have been the call, but hard to say really. Like, Garchomp was the reason why I didn't want to bring Magnezone. And I do get that recover off. Ice Beam actually could have worked out a little bit nicer, but we'll see. I don't know the item on Cortana, that's the other question. But I do have the special attack increase. It's going to be Coco just coming back out. Which is fine. Okay. So, I'm really fearing the Discharge. Although I have Wide Guard, however, my opponent could obviously read the Wide Guard. If he discharges, though, he has to protect Cortana. He could also protect Coco. So I really want to double up into something right now, but I think I'm actually just going to Ice Beam and Liquidation. Let's see. If he double protects, that's fine. Coco protects, okay. That means Cortana's not protecting. So I will get the Ice Beam off. I'm guessing he's Sash or Assault Vest because pretty much all Cortanas are. Whoa! He's neither! So that makes my job infinitely easier, and electricity disappears from the terrain. So I'm super surprised about that, because most Cortanas have either Focus Sash or Assault Vest to survive the attack. I thought -1 Liquidation could potentially knock out Coco, which is why I went for that attack. I'm not sure if it was the best play, but it covered my options. But yeah, now this game should be pretty winnable at this point. I think I'm just going to... actually, I'm not even going to bother to Trick Room. I'm going to... no, I should. I'll Trick Room, and I will Wide Guard. Because I don't think... I guess Garchomp could have Roar. But Wide Guard covers the Discharge combination and the Dazzling Gleam, so you'd have to Thunderbolt. And he has Volt Switch, so that was his last attack, which is fine by me. Because Porygon2 takes that like a champ. Oh, that is something I had considered. I think I survived this. But I should have just Liquidation then. Because I survived the Discharge anyway, I should, with the Araquanid, so... Not a good play by me here. Let's see if I can survive this. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So I didn't think there was any combination of attacks that could have knocked me out, but a Thunderbolt plus the ground Z move potentially could have, so I should have just attacked there. Now I can go for a pretty safe recover and liquidation. So I'm gonna end up winning this game, but I don't think it was the cleanest of games, and if my opponent had the AV or the Sash on Kartana, that could have played out differently as well, because then it would have been a question of whether I could have set up Trick Room again. Garchomp protects, that's fine, I'm not targeting that slot this turn, so I'm not very happy about how I played that, but that's the power of this team, right? Even if you're not making perfect plays every turn, you can still end up winning the game. And liquidation crits there. Actually, was hoping it wouldn't crit so I could see the damage roll and whether I get that knockout or not, and recover successfully. But yeah, I'm trying to think, like, if he did have Thunderbolt, because we didn't know the Coco's last move, and Thunderbolt would have been pretty likely. So if I knock out one of the two Pokemon, Drampa just wins the game. So I should have just, I guess it would still come down to hitting my attacks, but I should have focused, and instead of wide guarding, just attacked them with the Araquanid. So could have been bad, and a crit could have screwed me over, or if he had like high damage rolls. But now it's a pretty clean game. So yeah, definitely didn't play this too well. There were multiple plays where it was like after the turn, you're like, wow, there were much better plays to be made. But once again, like, part of the nature of this team is you just put on a lot of offensive presence, so you can just make relatively safe plays and still capitalize off it. But the game could have been a lot cleaner, I think, even though there wasn't like any RNG for the most part. Like, there were definitely a couple turns where it was like, I don't think that was the best possible play. And fortunately, yeah, my opponent just didn't have any really solid answers against Hard Trick Room, and I think that's one of the reasons why Gavin's team flourished, especially in San Jose. I think people are slowly figuring out, you know, better counters to Trick Room in general, and that's why we have seen Pokemon carry Taunt more often. And the scary thing about Taunt is, you know, pretty much everything can carry it, so you really have to play a guessing game of whether, you know, who's carrying the Taunt on your opponent's team, and you really got to predict that correctly. I think the other scary thing is other tech moves, such as Roar. We did see Dragon Tail the other day. We're going to run into Peke Jack for our second opponent of the day, rocking a team of Araquanid, Porygon2, Alolan, Marowak, Salamence, Alolan, Muck, and Kartana. So a lot of these Pokemon remind me of Wolfie Glick's team. Now, there's obviously no like Politoed or Bulu, but I guess just in general, this is like a really strong kind of comp that's running around. Araquanid's getting really common in general, and it's definitely scary to go up against, like, just in general. But let's see. Porygon mirrors are always really scary, and it's like, I feel like I really need to bring Hariyama against Porygon. However, I think Porygon plus Hariyama is still a pretty safe lead option, because Porygon, should it get the download boost, can just Ice Beam Salamence. I don't think my opponent's going to lead Mence. Actually, I anticipate something like Muck coming out, but I could just fake out that. I'm definitely going to want my Araquanid. And because my opponent has the Alolan Marowak, I am inclined not to bring Magnezone, so I might just bring Drampa instead. And I think Drampa's pretty darn good against my opponent's team, so I'm gonna lock in and we'll see how this game goes. I think facing against any Porygon2 or any Trick Room team in general, or any team that has a Trick Room option, is always just a little bit scary because they have the potential to reverse your Trick Room. So we'll have to watch out for that. But let's see what my opponent leads with. Leads are very important, especially when you're playing with this team. Porygon2 and Hariyama coming out. It's going to be Muck and Marowak. Okay. So here's an interesting point. If it's Min Speed Marowak, then he's actually faster than me under Trick Room. And a Flare Blitz kind of obliterates Hariyama. I want to assume he is Min Speed. So I have a bunch of plays right now. I don't want to Trick Room. I could fake out and Ice Beam Muck, but he could just make the read. Or I could go for the knockoff immediately onto Marowak. That won't knock him out, but it will get rid of his Thick Club, which is huge. So I'm going to knock off. I'm going to go Ice Beam knockoff. Yeah, he doesn't protect, which is good. He goes for the knockoff onto my Porygon. Let's see. I hope my Hariyama's faster, because I know Min Speed Marowak outspeeds me. Nice. So I will remove Marowak's Thick Club, meaning its damage output is significantly reduced now. And he actually goes for the substitute. Wow, not a play I was anticipating, but okay. I think I'm overall okay with that, though. Because now I'm going to go for the recover, just to heal back up. Who do I have in the back? Araquanid and Drampa. Those are both slower. So I might still want to set up Trick Room. A Flare Blitz will knock himself out, though. So yeah, I'm going to recover because I anticipate Muck attacking that slot. And I'm gonna close combat to eliminate Muck, yeah. Muck protects. Okay, good play by my opponent. So that makes this a little bit trickier, but that's okay. I was not expecting Substitute. That's a really good move. He does Flare Blitz though, which I'm okay with because we're trading knockouts basically. He's gonna feint from the recoil, and I could. Oh wait, yeah, he doesn't have Thick Club anymore. So Marowak knocks itself out. Perfect. And I heal myself fully up. So that's a pretty beneficial turn overall, I would say, in my favor. And now I can trick a little bit safer. So I wasn't sure about the Marowak speed, but I figured because my opponent has a Porygon2, it's probably min speed, so Hariyama can outspeed that. So I did use that to my advantage, and it fortunately worked out. We do see Kartana come in here, which is still tricky. But the thing is, he either doubles up on Porygon2 to deny Trick Room, or he doesn't double up and I get Trick Room up. And I'll still, regardless, get the close combat off against Kartana. So yeah, I'm going to Trick Room close combat here. Kartana just Leaf Blades into Hariyama. Good. And I survived that too. Wow. Muck going for the Substitute as well. So we've seen a lot of Muck's movesets already. It does have the Fiki Berry. Not much of a surprise there. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised by that Kartana's damage output. Yeah, I was gonna guess that it's Assault Vest because of that. So I do knock out Kartana safely, and I thought my opponent would want to maybe double up into Porygon2, especially with Sacred Sword, since I don't have the Eviolite anymore. But I still get Trick Room up successfully, which is excellent. So we've seen Protect, Knock Off, and Sub on the Muck. Hariyama actually stays around for another turn, too. So let's see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Araquanid, okay. That's fine. Araquanid's definitely a bigger threat, so I will just Thunderbolt into that. Thunderbolt and... I guess eliminating Muck's Sub would be better. I don't expect to get the attack off with Hariyama here, because Araquanid might target it. But he actually goes for the Protect, which is a good play. Maybe I should have fainted, because I don't think Araquanid will Protect here. Let's see. Ooh, he actually goes for the Z move. This might actually knock me out. Since I don't have Eviolite anymore. I think this will knock me out, but we'll see. If not, then I think I just win the game. But I think it might, which is scary. Let's see. Nope, Porygon2 hangs on. Nice. So I could have doubled up into a Araquanid, but I figured I was relatively safe just going for a Thunderbolt. Nice, that is a pretty hefty amount. Oh, I actually paralyzed him, which is not what I want right now. Because what that means is now he is definitely the slowest Pokemon. So that's kind of bad, actually. But I think I can still just bring in my Araquanid right now. Yeah, so I'm just going to go for the nice recover here. And... I'm gonna Z Liquidation because I think he might Protect. If he doesn't Protect, then I just knock him out and I win the game. He goes for the Leech Life. Okay. Fine by me. Because now I knock out Araquanid. Or at least I should. And then it's my Araquanid plus my Drampa against my opponent's Mug. Yeah, the sub is up. The sub is up, but he no longer has the item or the berry. So let's see. Hydro Vortex coming out from Araquanid. I sure hope this knocks it out. Okay, good. So Spider's trading knockouts there. His will faint, and he'll go for the Poison Jab, which I should be able to take relatively well. Okay, no poison? Okay, good. So now I can bring in Drampa, yeah. He's probably going to double protect this turn, but that's fine. You know, I could make kind of a cute play right now. Because I don't know. So the thing is, Life Orb Draco probably just knocks Muck out. How much did that first Poison Jab do? 82 damage. So I could Leech Life myself, because this is the last turn of Trick Room. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay. Never mind then. I thought I only had one more turn left. So I'm actually going to Fire Blast because I don't want to Draco right now. I want to save the Draco for when the sub is off. And he's just going to protect. That's fine. Let's see. Yep, Fire Blast goes into that. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the same play again. Maybe I want to Leech Life him instead. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go for the Leech Life for the recovery. Okay, I don't miss Fire Blast, that's good. So now he should be just in Draco KO range. Should be able to heal back from Leech Life. The fear is that he Poison Jabs me and gets the poison and knocks me out. So instead now I should heal back to a comfortable amount where even if he poisons me, he won't knock me out. He does go for the jab. Yeah, nice. So Trick Room expires now, and I can just Draco and Liquidation. Because if he subs, then Araquanid will go first, then knock out the sub. Instead, he just goes for the knockoff, which is perfect. Oh, that did a lot, though, jeez. But I think I've got this one in the game. I mean, if I hit Draco, I definitely win. Liquidation could also just knock him out, as it does. Whew, nice, not bad, not bad. I'm relatively content about how I played that second one. Like, the first game I thought was a little bit messy, and even though I won, like, wasn't making, like, the best possible plays. But this game I was pretty happy about. Getting rid of Marowak was a big deal. The subs were pretty bad, like, I wasn't really expecting them, and, it was tough for my opponent because, like, Flare Blitz obviously does more damage, but you might want to consider going for a Boomerang or Shadow Bone, whatever his last one was with Marowak, so that you still conserve your sub, because I was a little bit worried about the sub, but I figured if he does go for Flare Blitz, he'll just knock himself out from recoil, which ended up being the case. So yeah, I'll definitely take that, and it was a really fun episode overall, I thought. The first game, you know, like I said, once again, like, was kind of walking into my opponent's switches and protects, but we still managed to close it out, and that's because Porygon2 is just a very, very good Pokemon, and in the second game, pretty clean overall, but just calling the first turn correctly, making Marowak significantly less of a threat, and then Araquanid and Drampa were able to pretty much just close things out. Muck, you can see, though, is just a very annoying Pokemon to deal with. There's a reason why it's becoming so popular, and it's definitely a really cool Pokemon. So, fun games to my opponents today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, please do leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, peace.